As you all know very well, that physical activity is very important for everyone of all ages. For the past few summers now, I have played various physical activities outside: soccer, baseball, basketball. But as you all know, that doing the same thing over and over again can get boring. One day, during my summer going into 4th grade, I got bored playing the usual basketball. But you may be wondering, what is cricket? Well, let me tell you what cricket is. No, I'm not talking about that insect. I'm talking about that one game that people think is a rip-off version of baseball that lasts for 3 days because they break for tea halfway through the match. Well, actually, cricket has been a sport before the accidental discovering and conquering of the native territory now known as the United States. Cricket has a huge significance in over 92 countries and has been around since the 15th century. Today, we'll be looking at exactly what cricket is and why the United States is yet to adopt cricket like it has done with football and baseball. Cricket, a sport played between two rival teams of 11 members per team. Matches can range from a casual setting to an international setting, spreading over 5 days. These matches are known as test matches, played by a nation's best cricketers. Cricket also has a World Cup, where each match is played in a one-day setting, and contains roughly over 50 overs. During each game, there consists of both batsmen and bowlers, who have helpers called fielders. The bowler throws a ball with a straight arm from one end of the 22-yard pitch in order to get the batsman out by hitting the wickets at the other end of the 22-yard pitch. Now, bowlers can have one of the fielders catch the ball while the ball is flying in the air. Bowlers can also trick the batsman by using various throwing techniques to prevent the batsman from hitting the ball. A bowler throws 6 balls in 1 over. Then, a bowler from the same team will bowl 6 balls again as well. These are known as over matches. Each match carries out in an oval-shaped stadium along with a 22-yard pitch in the middle of the stadium. At each end of the 22-yard pitch, there consists of 3 sticks embedded into the ground. These are known as wickets. 2 batsmen must abide on the field. One is called the striker and the other is called a non-striker. They alternate roles when one of them scores a run. Both batsmen must defend the wickets at all costs. The batsman can protect the wickets by hitting the ball to the field boundary or away from the fielders and bowler, so they don't catch the ball. Then the batsman must attempt to run to the other end of the 22-yard pitch before the ball can be returned to the bowler. They can run as many times as they want in order to score more runs. Then they switch roles. The non-striker becomes the striker and the striker becomes the non-striker. But sometimes the striker doesn't have time to run. Thus, nothing happens to the striker and the game resumes as normal until he hits the ball with time to run. There consists typically of 2 different swings in cricket, a defensive hit and an offensive hit. A defensive hit occurs when the batsman bunts the ball in order to prevent the wickets from getting hit. Also, the batsman won't have time to run. The oval-shaped stadium consists of an outside boundary as well, around the cricket field. If the ball hits the ground and touches the boundary, the team receives 4 points, which equals 4 runs. But if the ball touches the boundary directly, the team receives 6 points, which equals 6 runs. This is known as a fly ball. Once the batsmen on both sides have batted once or twice, this can take from a few hours to 5 days. This is known as an inning. The total number of runs accumulated determines the winner by the end of a certain time frame, or a certain number of innings, or overs. The first known instance of cricket in North America was in 1751 between a London team and a New York City team, sponsored by the New York Gazette and the Weekly Post Boy. When the population was growing during the 1700s into the 1800s, cricket became more and more popular. In fact, Abraham Lincoln came out to watch Chicago vs. Milwaukee in 1849. But today, many Americans dismiss cricket, unlike their previous ancestors, as a game for girls or sissies. Americans may portray cricket like this for various reasons, such as the white attire that most players must wear, or because they actually do break for a team. It may be even because of how long the game's played. As mentioned previously, cricket can last for more than 1 day. Maybe Americans want a fast-paced game. One reason why cricket died in America is because of a game called rounders, which developed into baseball in the United States. Baseball, a much faster, easier sport than cricket, began to take off during the 1870s. As a result, cricket went into a slow decline, and baseball became more and more popular.